Hi, John Geraci here, Managing Partner at LGA, and I'm here with Janine Danielson, who is the Managing Director of our Outsourced Management Accounting practice. So thanks for joining me today, Janine.
No, happy to talk about the subject.
So just wanted to spend a few minutes talking about how this pandemic has sort of shifted the accounting and bookkeeping function with a lot of organizations. And I guess just from a big picture standpoint, Janine, what's the major change that's occurred?
Big picture really can be summed up paper versus paperless. Some companies that were heavy paper with the flow of information and working together, it clearly has been disrupted now that we're all remote.
Yeah. So yeah, I suppose there's been a lot of manual processes that had to sort of go to an electronic process. So as you think about it, a lot of organizations were actually well teed up for this, and they were already prepared for sort of a remote working environment. What are the technologies and tools that they're leveraging that made it more seamless for them?
Sure, for an accounting software, the individuals that switch from QuickBooks Desktop, local server, local computer, to QuickBooks Online, 24/7 online. That was a switch.
Okay.
That QuickBooks Online is not a new software. People have heard of it, but that was a switch. And secondly, online banking. So individuals that, again, were using not paper checks, electronic checks. Some have been doing that, and now some have quickly adapted that technology.
Yeah, so there's obviously you can go right to your bank account and actually pay bills online. Some people leverage, bill.com, that might be a familiar term. So yeah, there's definitely been some technology for them to leverage. And it seems like it's actually increasing. I thought I read recently something about not just the integration of online bank feeds to QBO, but actually the automatic producing of statements to QuickBooks.
Yes. I think based on the pandemic, Intuit has been extremely busy since March, making enhancements, and we get updates and news feeds on a regular basis. And that one is a very, very new one that you're talking about. So that one, if your bank supports it, will automatically download the monthly bank statement to the bank rec section. But even if your bank doesn't support it, then you can, as a user, go and download that statement and upload it to the bank rec section. It is a great, great feature for the preparer, and then also someone that's reviewing the bank rec. It's really just a click PDF away.
That's wild. Yeah, I imagine it's going to be changing fast and furious. So
it is.
Now there's also a lot of apps that integrate with QuickBooks, and again, as we continue to shift to more of an electronic-based processes world, how are these apps sort of taking shape and making an impact?
Yeah, so before, where companies knew that there was apps out there but didn't need it because, again, their flow of paper didn't support it in electronic world. Now people are actually looking at those apps with a closer eye. And one is expense reporting. We all have employees that need to be reimbursed for expenses. So there's an app called Expensify that's wonderful, that works very, very well with QuickBooks. And basically the old process was that an employee would fill out their expense report and staple their receipts and leave it on someone's desk. So now that has gone away. Expensify, the employee will take a picture with their phone. They'll upload, send that expense report to the approver, and then finally the reimbursement will be by the accounting department in their bank account. So all paperless, very, very easy to use.
Wow, yeah, and I'm sure that's been around for a little while, but again, a lot of people have been sort of thrust into adopting new technology, and I think the app world will probably be very busy trying to solve other issues and processes moving forward. So I guess final thoughts are sort of has any of this resulted in a shift in the way that organizations have their accounting functions performed, i.e., obviously there's always been sort of an in-house versus an outsource model. Have you seen a shift for people sort of moving it from an in-house and now starting to outsource it to organizations more than you might have seen before?
Yes. People are embracing it again, where their process didn't really require it or need it. Now they're looking at it is a cost savings and time. And again, every business is different, but outsourcing can be customizable. So if you had an individual that wore many hats and accounting was one, it's hard in a remote environment to still maintain the quality of what that individual did with all the other duties that they had. So we're certainly seeing a shift based on internal controls, segregation of duties, and basically using a little or using a lot, and depending on the volume of their business, that can change very, very quickly and easily in an outsourced model more than a remote working model.
True. Yeah. Obviously, in an outsource, it's very scalable, right? I mean, as more demands, you require more time of the outsourced provider. Less demands, you pay less and use less. So, this has been extremely helpful, Janine. I hope that if anyone has any follow-up questions, they'll absolutely reach out to Janine and the entire OMA team here at LGA. I'm sure we can answer any questions that you have and sort of direct you as you sort of migrate your processes to more of a virtual-based remote process. And or if you're considering any outsourcing, they'd be happy to talk to you about how they can satisfy those needs as well. So thanks, Janine.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.